Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Identity Insights by Indicio. Last week, Indicio demonstrated our new governance editor at IAW 35, and today I was able to catch up with the Indicio's lead engineer on the project, Simon Nazarenko, to talk a little bit more about the specifics of what it can do and who it's for. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak to me today, Simon. Could you please start off by telling us a little bit about what the governance editor is?
Sure. Hi, Tim. So the governance editor is a client-side open source project that makes the creation of the governance files simple and fast. It is built using React.js framework and Redux to manage the state.
All right. And who is it primarily designed for?
It is designed primarily for companies and organizations running decentralized ecosystems, needing a way to tell all the parties who should be trusted to issue or verify credentials and which schemas are acceptable. It is built to be as light and as simple as possible so anyone with minimal technical background can create issuers, schemas, and add them to the file to be used in their ecosystem.
All right. And what made Indicio realize that this was a problem and that people needed a governance editor?
Well, over a year ago, one of our key clients was requesting some trust framework to help them manage trust interactions between issuers and verifiers. Mike Ebert, who's my supervisor, and I started researching existing solutions to the problem. But since there was nothing in use, we had to build our own. We took the proposed RFC by Daniel Hardman, which was on the machine-readable governance framework, and then we modified it. Then we worked with Linux Foundation public health community to brainstorm some ideas and discuss use cases. Now it is at the final stage of becoming an RFC with decentralized identity.
Real quick, for those not familiar, what is an RFC with the Decentralized Identity Foundation?
Well, the RFC stands for the request for comments, and it's usually a working document that allows organizations to specify some, to lay out some documentation on what technical solution is for a specific problem. And then it is usually going through some stages of approval. And when it's approved, it's just being put to the public for everyone to use. It's like a spec document.
All right. So why is governance important? What does it do for an organization trying to use verifiable credentials?
Well, in the perfect world of people using secure methods of issuing, presenting, and verifying data, it is important to understand who to trust. For example, nothing is stopping anyone from setting up a server, creating or using a social security schema, and issuing SSN credentials. A governance file is one good way for the verifier to know if the credential is trusted.
And how have people been doing it in the past? How is the governance editor a step up over, legacy systems?
Well, as far as I can tell from our research and conversations, in the SSI community, there is no agreement yet on what a decentralized ecosystem governance should be or look like. Most people are hard coding trust right now. There are multiple work groups that are working on trying to pin down on the conceptual level, but at Indicio, we believe that code often wins. What it means is we rolled out a working proof of concept to the community. We wanted people in the SSI community to give us feedback and help the technology to evolve based on the real world experience.
All right. So it sounds like obviously you were working with the community pretty closely on this one. I know, right, a lot of what Indicio does, we do work with the open source community to make. Is this a project that anyone can get involved with?
Absolutely. We believe that making it an open source project, we can boost the development and overall adaptation of this technology. This is one of the main reasons Indicio participated in the latest IAW to show our work in progress and governance. People can join the effort by becoming part of the claims and credentials work group at the DIF. We're also beginning efforts to coordinate with Trust over IP.
Okay. So what are some of the next steps for the governance editor? Can we use it today? Are there any additional features to look out for?
Yes, we continue our efforts in making it versatile and comprehensive for everyone to use for their own scenarios. The goal is to help the community to decide what they want from ecosystem governance so that it becomes universal for all sorts of areas, including transportation, health, and finance. We're planning to add versioning support, where the editor will understand different governance file formats, as well as signing and publishing standards. Roles, issuing and verification standards, internationalization and localization, and workflows are other potential new features that could be added to the governance files.
So if someone wanted to, kind of get their hands on it and play with the governance editor, can you use it today?
Yes, sure. So it is, again, as I mentioned, it's an open source project. So it is sitting on GitHub. Anyone can go and look it up by typing the governance editor in the search bar of the GitHub, and it will pop out. You can clone the project and run it on your own machine. Again, it's all client-side. You don't need any databases or backends, so it's easy to run. And you can read about this on the blog post on the Indicio website to get some more additional information on this as well.
All right, well, that is about our time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll continue to bring you some more news and interesting information from around the decentralized identity community. Thanks again so much to you, Simon. If people want to learn a bit more about what we've been talking about today, where would you suggest they look?
Definitely people can go and check out the governance editor blog post on Indicio website. We actually created a demo recording of the governance editor workflow. It's only 6 minutes, so feel free to watch that and decide if this is something that you need for your company organization, and whether you would like to participate in our community groups or would like to jump into code and get it improved.